Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing one of our tactical master classes based on our attacking midfield three attacking in the opposition's half. So really important before I start, a lot of the scenarios that you'll have a look at and see, it may look as though our winger might be available or a striker might be available in really good attacking positions, and just to let you all know, I'm very aware of that, but for the purpose of the task at hand, we're going to look at these three players in particular and how they can affect our attacking play and passages of play in the opposition's half. So the three key players will be our number 6, our holding midfielder, and then we'll have a number 8 and a number 10, or two 10s, whatever way you want to call it. Some might call it a centre attacking midfielder as well. And what I'm going to try to do is show some scenarios on how these players can not only dominate the game in the middle of the park, but how they may be able to affect the game higher up the pitch in behind what is a low block from the opposition. So the two formations we'll be looking at is ourselves in a 4-3-3 with one holder and two ahead, as I spoke about, and the opposition will be playing a low block with a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. So they'll have their back four, goalkeeper, then they'll have two holding midfielders who will play tight, narrow and compact, quite low block in their own half, and number 10 that will try pick up our number 6, and they'll all be based in their own half. So what we're trying to do is break this team down. And like I said, one of the ways I think we can is through attacking centrally with our midfielders. So the first scenario I'm going to look at today is how, like I said, we can get a number 10 in behind receiving the ball in space against a low block. So a lot of the times these scenarios will start out wide, and what we want to do is get the ball back in centrally and move it from there. So for example's sake, we'll start with the fullback who's just played to our winger quite high. But because they have a low block and they're very tight, narrow and compact, hard to break down, we won't encourage our winger to go 1v1 just yet, because like I said, there isn't a lot of space and we're probably down in numbers too. So what I'd be looking for in this scenario is if our number 6 maybe uses a double movement to lose the opposition's number 10, and he's hopefully going to pick a ball up now just from a drop or a set pass, as they call it over here, back into this space. The reason this space is also free is not only because of the double movement here, but because our two number 10s have stayed high and occupied these two holding midfielders, trying to play off shoulders and really just trying to keep them as deep as they can, because if they start coming in here, they'll get followed and suddenly there isn't as much space. So I'd always be encouraging them to stay as high as they can playing off shoulders. From there then, what we're looking for is, although we're looking at the two midfielders getting into space in behind, it's vitally important that we get movement from players in front of them too. So the first player I'm going to look at is the striker, and how by just one simple movement he can create space for our attacking midfielders to get in behind. So as that ball is dropped, I'd be saying our number 6 receives it, good touch out of his feet. Our striker now has a channel to run into where there's a bit of space between fullback and left side centre back on the opposition's team. So I'd be asking him to make it an outside curl and run across the face of this centre back. The reason I say across the face is what we're trying to do is move this player. If he doesn't move and just allows the player to come across him, brilliant. Our number 6 should be well capable of playing that ball in behind to our striker, and he's received it in a really positive channel where we can now get players in the box. But for the sake of working with attacking midfielders, we'll say that this centre back follows. So what we're looking to do is try and move him by going across his face, hopefully pulling him out of this area. By doing so, we now have a large gap between centre back and centre back that we previously didn't have. We've got our 6 on the ball in space. So now what I'd be saying is, if this player can stay away and just keep moving to the side, keep him occupied, our opposite 10 is in a really good position to make a threatening run in behind the opposition. What's really key now is, instead of running across the face and getting followed like the striker did, this opposite midfielder, or number 10, now is looking to make a third man run deep from midfield, but what he wants to do is run off the blind side so that he isn't followed. So by going off his right shoulder, or his blind side I would call it, he's making that penetrating run in behind, and now I feel as though our number 6, with just a good lofted pass with a bit of firm kind of weight behind it, can play that ball in behind, and suddenly our number 10 can receive it right at the edge of the box in a really good position, in an area where I feel he can go score, and our striker can go get himself in the box, opposite winger in the box, and maybe our other number 10 could go help out as well. So another scenario that could work for us to try break down this low block from the opposition using our two higher players and our number 6 is kind of going to the opposite of what we just spoke about. So as the ball is dropped, again we've made that space. I've spoke about the double movement over here and our 10's staying high, but now what we could look to do is have our striker peel the opposite side, maybe on a shuffle or moving backwards, but he's looking to pull this centre back away. And what I would say now is he's created enough space to maybe have a 1v1 in behind, where we can have runners either from here, or for the sake of working with this 10, it might be easier to go near side and try get into this space. The only issue we have now at the moment is I feel this fullback is in a position that if it's played there, he could be clever and drop back in. So how we can encourage that space to be freed is by having our near side winger coming tight to the ball, and now again he can receive it if the player is not followed, for the sake of what we're working on today, which is attacking midfielders getting in behind. If he gets followed tight, now we have a large channel of space where I'm saying it's a foot race between these two. As long as our attacking midfielder on the near side is on the front foot, we can loft that ball in there, looking to play into the channel where our number 10 has now gotten in behind. And what's really important is he's lost 2 players in the meantime, because like I said, the fullback has come tight and the number 6 should be beaten in that race. From here then, you're looking for either dribbling and attacking if this centre back doesn't come across, but what's likely is this centre back will come across to try snuff out the danger. But now we're in an excellent position where I'm saying we've pretty much got a 3v3 where our striker now is 1v1 with a centre back, which is a brilliant scenario for us to be in. Our opposite winger can get involved, and then like I said, we're working on midfielders attacking centrally. So can our other 10 who stayed away from the play maybe go and get himself in the box too, and we might have options to maybe cross into the box to the striker, or if the striker makes a good enough run and our number 10 is quick enough to get ahead of these holding midfielders, we may be in a position where we can pull back, and suddenly against a low block we've managed to create enough space for our number 10 to be in a crossing position, while our opposite number 10, our attacking midfielder, is actually in a position to have a shot and hopefully score a goal. So the next scenario we're going to look at again is going to be based around our midfield 3, trying to break lines in the opposition's half. But what's interesting about this one is that our midfield 2, the higher players, so our attacking midfielders, aren't actually aiming to get the ball necessarily here. What they're trying to do is move players to create space for either our striker or the opposite winger to receive it. So again, it's going to come from that set pass where hopefully we've lost the opposition's number 10, our number 6 has received it in that kind of quarterback position and he's looking to play forward, but it's really tight at the minute. So what we're going to have is a similar movement from our near side winger. He's going to come short, hopefully to get followed, where we're going to create space here, but a different run from our near side 10. He's now going to look to come short too and hopefully just move this player even just 1 or 2 yards. Vital that we create this little bit of space here. So now what we're looking to do is make a similar run from our striker to the first scenario we spoke about, where he's going across the face looking to move this centre back. But again, we're presuming that all these players are following, strictly following the attacking players, the opposition are, and we've got to move them. So now we've created that space again, and the run we spoke about before was that blindside run coming in here so that we can receive in there. Again, that is a very realistic scenario that we've already gone through, but if we were to assume that this opposition is continuing to follow players that are making runs in the attacking half or attacking third, what I would say is some centre backs might get attracted to this run here. So if our number 10 is now making that blindside run off the holding midfielder, he's come into a large piece of space. Most centre backs would now say, okay, I know this is my position, but I need to pull across because this is the immediate danger. So he'll pull in here. So now, through 2 very simple, 1 short and 1 long run from our holding midfield, our attacking midfielders, our holding midfielder, our number 6, has a lot of space to play into 1 further again. So just by this number 10 being really aggressive with his run and pulling this centre back out, we've now created space between the right side centre back and the right full back, or right D, which leaves us with loads of space to play into. And again, if you've got a quality number 6 who can get it out of his feet and play in front or out of her feet to play forward passes, then I'm saying this should be an easy enough pass to play over the heads of the 2 holding midfielders into this space, where it's now just a foot race between our winger and the opposite fullback, and our wingers received it in loads of space directly in front of the goal. And again, like I said, this is all coming directly from two very effective runs from our number 10s.